Yeah, great. Okay. This is lecture 2 on uh, the topic macroeconomics. Right. Today we will be giving an overview of macroeconomics. Yesterday we just read it out. What is the definition of macroeconomics? Today we will give a little more detail. Macroeconomics is a subject by itself for MBA students or even other business school students, economics students. But for us, we have only one class that is roughly 40 minutes. So whatever the bird's eye view we will be able to give, we will do that. Macroeconomics is, today we will be talking about the measures and tools. That's the objective for the day. Macroeconomics is an aggregate economics at the larger level, often deals with the policy decisions. Okay. Uh, the definition of economics holds good. There is no free lunch. But when you talk this for a country level, then it becomes macroeconomics. Suppose you talk for a company level or talk for a family level or for an individual, then it becomes microeconomics. There is no clear threshold value. Above this value you call that as macroeconomics, below this value you call it as microeconomics. It's nothing like that, but generally when it becomes very larger level, we generally call it as macroeconomics. When we talk about the economics for a state, will you call it as macroeconomics or microeconomics? Naturally macroeconomics. For a district, for a village, for a street, for a house, naturally it is microeconomics. But then if you ask me other things, there are certain subjectivity into it. Generally, when you consider the subject matter of economics is for a larger crowd, for a bigger sector, then we call that as macroeconomics. Okay. However, you should know there is no clear borderline where transaction amount of so much crores and above it is macro, is below micro. One cannot say. Maybe out of experience one can say, but there is no rule such that. Right. Macroeconomics comes handy when you are in a position of a king or a prime minister, at least a chief minister, uh, where we have to take a policy decision. Let's assume you have been given a country's prime minister post or a state's chief minister post, that you would like to know how well your state is performing or your country is performing. What are all the measures that you can think of that will tell you your country is performing well? Can you give me some parameters which will tell the which will tell you that your country is performing well? So today, let's assume all of you are prime minister of some country. Okay, let's not worry about our country, any country, including our country, any country. So you are a prime minister. Now you wanted to know whether your country is performing well or not. What are all the things that you may think that will give an indication that your country is doing well? Can you tell me some parameters, please?
Exports, sir. Exports.
Exports. Good. Very good. Who is that?
Vamsi Krishna.
Vamsi. Good Vamsi.
Then checking the per capita income of previous year and this year, sir.
Beautiful. Beautiful. If per capita income of the people of the last year and this year will give how well my people are performing. Very good.
Then checking
Cost of
the
healthcare and education.
Sorry?
Cost
Come
of
again.
healthcare and education.
Healthcare and education?
Cost of it.
Cost of healthcare and education. Okay. What do you understand from cost of healthcare and education?
Because if a country is performing well and people are paying the good amount of tax,
Okay.
relaxations can be made in healthcare and education.
Okay. No, that you do basically as a government, as a prime minister, you do healthcare and education, isn't it?
and GDP percentage, sir.
One minute. Let us finish this discussion, then we'll come. 1 minute. The healthcare and education. See, I wanted to know whether my country is performing well or not. So, what are the measures see, like, you have taken up that post recently, a month back or a week back. You want to know what is the present status of your country, whether it is performing well economically or not. So what are the parameters that will tell you that your country is performing well or mediocre or low? That parameter we are discussing. In that context, the education and healthcare, uh, how you will relate that to an indication of performance of a country?
Sir, Human Development Index.
What is mean by human development index?
Sir, it's a life expectancy of a person in a country, sir.
Suppose if somebody is living long or living going away at a very early age, does that indicate an economic performance level of a country?
No, sir, not in that way, but
Uh,
in terms of his income and his capability, sir.
yeah, income we already talked about, per capita income.
Okay, sir.
Yeah,
Sir,
good.
GDP percentage,
Sir,
sir.
Good.
employment of
Yeah, GDP. It's already there in the slide, isn't it? GDP is what is meant by GDP?
Number of productions are there in our country, sir.
Very good. Again, Vamsi, yeah.
Yes, sir.
Oh, Vamsi, I'm very happy that you are talking. I expect others also to participate like this. See, GDP is gross domestic product. What does that mean? The value of all the products that I have produced in my country is gross domestic product. Suppose I know what is the gross domestic product. That means the total value of all the products that I have produced. That will give me an indication. If my country did not perform well, the GDP will go down because everybody slept, ate, slept. They didn't perform well. GDP will go down. They didn't do any service. Uh, Suppose if they have performed well, then GDP will go high. So GDP is a very good indicator of the macroeconomics, the economic level of a country. See, all the points that you say, see, for example, somebody said education and healthcare sector, all will give some information. Whether it gives 1%, 5%, or 100% is the matter. We are discussing important parameters of macroeconomics. So what other parameter you can think of for macroeconomics for a country level?
Sir, value of currency with the world,
Again, Vamsi,
comparing the other country. Yes, sir.
Vamsi, please give chance to others. I am very happy that you are talking. If you keep talking, others will simply keep their mouth shut, or even they will put the mute and go away somewhere.
Okay, sir.
Yeah. Others, please. What other point you can think of? Get engaged. Let it be wrong. See, actually
sir,
giving a wrong answer
sir,
like this.
employment.
Sorry.
Sir, employment or employment.
Employment is an important factor. Very good. That's a good point. We are going to discuss that in the slide. GDP we are going to discuss. Another. Very good. Next.
Good education system,
Good
free
education
of cost,
system.
free of cost education system.
Free of cost education system is you will implement as a prime minister. I'm telling not what you are going to do. You want to know what is the how country is performing. So what parameters you will take consider to identify whether this your country is performing well.
Sir, we are going to survey about education system.
Okay.
Means we are having free of cost education system. How it is going? How the people are teaching there? We are going to survey that things.
Oh, survey of a free education system. Huh?
Free education system.
Free education system, you are the prime minister, you know where you have implemented. From your office you can directly take which are all the states, which are all the districts, which are all the villages, how many schools getting benefited because of free education system, you know. But how do you know that your country is performing well because that you are providing free education system?
Sir, literacy rate.
literacy rate can be accepted. uh, that's again a minor point. It will not come as a good indicator. You know why? All of us can be educated but can still sit in home and enjoy.
Sir,
Country when it performs means what? People have to go to work, do the work, they have to produce something, they have to do some service, then only the country is doing well. Let's say there is a doctor, he is highly educated, but he does not go to clinic, he simply eats and sleeps in the home. Does he add any value to the country? No.
no.
So literacy rate can be considered, I am not denying, but the weightage is bit less. Good. Anyway, good thinking.
Sir,
So poverty level.
industrialization.
Sorry.
Poverty level.
Industrialization, sir.
Industrialization, how do you measure?
So
No, sir,
trade,
number of successful
imports and
companies
exports.
in the country.
Sorry. Imports and
Sir,
Number of,
exports already people told we have accepted.
sir,
Hmm.
amount of
One
loan.
minute. Let us finish this industrialization. We will come. Yeah, because see, it's more of thinking process is important than giving a right answer and wrong answer. So we'll finish off with the industrialization. Yeah, somebody said industrialization. Continue. How industrialization you will measure and how it is related to the economic level of the country.
the more number of industries in a country will lead to more number of exports.
Okay,
So more successful companies will increase the economy.
beautiful. Again, I wanted to ask you this question. Good thinking.
Okay.
I appreciate your thinking process. Uh, I have 100 companies in Chennai, for example, and there are more companies for discussion. There are 100 companies in Chennai,
Okay, sir.
but 70% of them do not operate because of some reason or other. Only 30% is operating. Suppose if I take my economic indicator as number of industries I have industrialized, then will I be able to get the real picture of my economic activity of the country of
Okay,
Chennai?
that's fine, sir. But I'm selling number of successful industries, sir.
How do you measure successful industries?
That we have to filter them, sir.
How?
And in case of their income, sir, not
Number of employees.
Number of I have more number of employees, but everybody is sitting at home.
Sir,
Uh,
now when we check our bank, I mean loan history with the World Bank, sir, if
okay.
the loans are reducing means we are amount to pay is reducing means we can say that we are in a good progress.
Okay, but see, I have enough money. I think somebody's echo is there. Please mute yourself. I have enough money, but I am not paying back to World Bank. Does that mean I am not performing well?
No, not like that, sir. You
Yeah, that's
initially
a good
you
point.
have more
Yeah,
money.
I agree with you. I agree with you. See, why I am countering some of the students. See, when we think of this measure, it should be measurable and it should directly relate to the economic activity. So I just wanted to orient your thinking towards that. So that is why the counter is given, not really to discourage you. I appreciate people's thinking process. Good. Bank interest level, World Bank loan comes down, country is performing well. Is a good thinking process. Good point. Next,
Sir, our money value.
our money value. Can you relate our money value to the economic activity of the country?
Sir, if dollar rate and our rupee value comes down, then
If you
we
talk a
have.
little bit louder, we will be able to hear properly.
Sir, today's dollar rate to come to our rupees is around 80, sir.
Okay.
So if it reduces, then we have increased our economic significantly, sir. That's why I'm saying.
Very good. Since we have talked about this, I also want, I mean, that's a diversion, but I think
Okay.
it will be nice to know if other people are aware of this. Uh, does anyone know how this dollar value or Indian rupee value is fixed?
By the GDP of the country.
Uh, GDP of the country is computed once in a year, but rupee value is going up and down every moment, every second.
Depends on exports and inputs, sir.
Yeah, largely. Uh, uh, Good thinking. But can you pinpoint to how on like gold price, the rupee price is going high and low?
Yes, sir. According to gold exchange, sir. Gold
Sorry.
exchange, sir. By gold exchanging, sir.
Okay. By gold exchange.
Hello, sir. Can you hear me, sir?
Yeah. Please go ahead. Elaborate, please.
Yes, sir. Sir, if it means, sir, if any country is going to export gold from outside, na,
Okay.
sir, I think, sir, it's depend upon gold money, sir, how they are going to export,
Okay.
and according to that, they are going to fix the dollar money and Indian rupee.
Okay. Okay. See, so it's now roughly it is 9:30. Now 9:30 the rupee value will be something. 9:40 rupee value will be something.
Sir, it
It's
is due to
based on the
supply and
demand,
demand,
sir.
sir.
Yeah, correct.
So if the
Uh,
demand
oh,
rises,
the other
the
students
dollar.
who were told the answer, it is all very close to the right answer, but the rupee value is um, like gold we are trading, like crude oil we are trading the online market, world market, like any other commodity we are trading. Rupee is a currency that is also is being traded. Somebody will buy rupee, somebody will sell rupee. Rupee is considered as a commodity. Okay, so rupee people will buy. If there are more people trying to buy rupee, the demand for rupee is high, and so the rupee value will go high. If many people are selling, there is no big takers, then the rupee value will come down. Okay, similarly, why dollar price is most of the time dominating? Because most of the transaction in the world, people accept dollar as a accepted currency. So if you want to buy something, either you can pay him in that country's currency or US dollar. So naturally what we do when we do import, we buy dollars, paying our currency, and pay that vendor using US dollars. Ultimately we are helping the US dollar fellow to increase their money value. So the money value, currency value, uh, uh, like any other commodity, in the trading platform you will find the currency trading as a separate category: commodity trading and currency trading. So in the currency trading, people will trade every second. Some people will buy rupee, some people will sell rupee. It's going on. Similarly for all other uh, currencies are being traded. So they will buy, that somebody will do that as a business, some people will do for their imports or exports or other purposes. Suppose I am going to UK for a tour. Okay, so I will buy the pounds by giving Indian rupee. That means I am buying, what is that, I am buying the UK pounds. Then I finished my tour, I am coming back, I
Sir,
have
it
some
means
pounds.
you are exchanging rupee to pounds or
Sorry.
pounds to rupee. So you are going. Are you going to tell that you are changing rupee to pounds?
I am changing Indian rupee to pounds. I have
Oh,
Indian
okay.
rupee, so I'm going to UK, so I will buy pounds. So I will be, investing my Indian rupee. I will be spending my currency in order to buy UK currency. Basically, the demand for UK currency will go high. Okay, because I am buying UK currency. I finished my tour, and then coming back, I will have few UK currency left over, which I don't want because I cannot use it in India. So I will sell it in the market. So like that, it may be for a casual purpose, it may be for a trading purpose. Suppose I have a business partner in UK and I send my product, he will send me Indian rupee for the product which I sent. He will be having only pounds. He will put that in exchange, currency exchange, and convert that into Indian rupee and pay me in Indian rupee. That means he will essentially buy Indian rupee. When he buys Indian rupee value will go high. When there are many such buyers, I'm talking about not just one buyer. When there are many such buyers, keep buying. There is a demand for Indian rupee value will go high. If people are selling, that is why when we export more things, the Indian rupee value will go high, because people have to spend their currency to buy Indian rupee. When many people are buying Indian rupee value will go high. When we do import, that means we are taking material from other country, we have to pay them either in their country currency or in US dollar. Mostly US dollar is accepted in many countries, so in US dollar. So I have to spend my currency value, that means I have to sell Indian rupee and buy that other currency. Okay, that currency will have more demand, that value will go high. Okay, so that's how mostly the prices of the value of the currencies go high. If my country's rupee value is going high, that indicates a good economic level. That means I am exporting more and importing less. That's a good indication of macroeconomics. We have diverted a lot, but that's a good thing. Come back. Any other point that related to macroeconomics?
Sir,
Yeah.
sir, if you convert 80 rupees into $1,
Okay.
so the value of the money will be the same as 80 rupees or $1.
No, that is not how you look at. Basically, you are selling a rupee and you are buying a dollar.
Sir,
Whenever
it
you are
means you are
buying,
exchanging the currency.
correct. That's what I'm talking about. In the world market, I am selling the rupee. In return to that, I am buying a dollar. You may think it is exchange. The thinking process has to reorient. I am selling the rupee to that fellow. In return, I am getting the dollar from the exchange fellow. That means I am buying dollar. When dollar is being bought, the value of the dollar value goes high. But not because just one person buying. There are many such buyers are there. The demand for the dollar goes high, and because of that the dollar value will go high. Because I am selling Indian rupee, Indian currency in the exchange, if I am selling only one person selling, it may not have any significant effect. But many such Indian vendors, Indian buyers are selling the Indian rupee. That means there are more sellers and less buyers. Exchange will not be able to take it at the present price. Naturally, when the selling is more and there is no big takers, the price level of the rupee will go down. That's how the way that you should look at that. It's not I am giving rupee, I am getting equivalent dollar. uh, that moment you think on the current rate you are getting. But when many such people are doing that, what happens to the demand, what happens to the supply, that dynamics you should see. That's the economic point of view. Did I answer your question, sir?
Yes, sir. You're
Yeah.
right.
Yeah, good. Now let's get into the other slides, points that I have as a indicator. See, macroeconomic indicators. We have aggregate output. People already told GDP. GDP is one good aggregate output. Employment level. Somebody told a good thing. And general price level of the goods is another economic indicator. You also have forex. Forex is foreign exchange. That means foreign exchange is a marketplace where people buy and sell other currencies. So forex is In forex is an exchange, it's a marketplace. In forex, whatever is my currency's value is an indicator. GDP, stock market, crude oil price, interest rate in the country. Interest rate is basically fixed by you, but still that will reflect your economic level. Inflation and FDI. Major points are listed above in blue color. Now, see, I have understood these three are very important factors that I'm going to study in today's lecture. Out of that, what are the tools that are available? Because the economics is the income and expenditure. That means I gain something, for that it incurs some cost. How do I manage both? Fiscal policy means money policy. The money comes in to the government in the form of tax. You have variety of tax. You have income tax, you have sales tax, you have, of course, what is that? GST, goods and services tax. GST means uh, you know, you have import tax. You export something, you have export tax. You have house, you have a land tax, house tax, water tax, gas tax, whatnot. You have number of taxes. Government takes money in the form of many taxes. The inflow of the money to the government is in the form of taxes mostly. And then, of course, how it spends, it's a government spending. They have so many departments, so many government employees, the wages for them. They have so many schemes, subsidiary, all that, they spend that money. So taxes is the way by which money comes in, and government spending is the way the money goes out. Out of that, how people make uh, the profit, the economic level, activity level increase is one's challenge as a prime minister or as a chief minister. That's your challenge. The measures of aggregate output. The first point, we have two things. One is GDP, gross domestic product. As I just spelled out a few minutes earlier, gross domestic product is value of all final goods and services produced domestically. Okay. um, I take all the products. How do I know? Because that is why billing is done, and sales tax is there. You know what is sales tax? Every month, as a company, I have to go to sales tax department, pay. I have to declare how much worth of products I have produced, or how much worth of services I have produced, and pay tax for it. This is called sales tax filing. This is mandatory for all the companies. That's how in all sales tax offices people do it, and that gets collected to district wise, state wise, and a country. As a prime minister, I come to know what is GDP. Okay, so what is the worth of goods? Goods means the things, physical things. You may see a TV, scooter, automobile, tumbler, whatnot, whatever you see as a physical product, the value of those things produced. Services means what? I have doctor is doing a consultancy, consulting a patient, giving some prescription medicine, and he takes his fee. That's a service. A water wash person washes your car, takes service fee 300 rupees, 500 rupees as a service charge. A fellow who puts puncture to your car tire, it renders a service. He does not produce anything, but he renders a service. So you teacher, I'm giving a lecture and taking my salary. That's a service. Service means it's not free of cost. For giving a service, I am charging. Okay, you are all being charged. So whatever the activity that we do, either in the form of final goods or services, everything involved money. For everything we have to file this sales tax in the sales tax office. So that gets recorded, and I will be able to get, as a prime minister or chief minister, what are the final value of goods and services produced domestically. Such number, a single number, total value in single number, it is a gross domestic product, GDP. Okay. And there is another term very closely connected to GDP, that's called GNP. That's gross national product. Domestic and national looks alike, but there's a minor difference between these two numbers. Gross national product is value of all final goods and services produced by factories owned by Indian citizen. Because of globalization, liberalization, we have allowed all other foreign nationals to come here and invest. Suppose I have a company, Nokia, uh, I have a company, Samsung, I have a company, Suzuki, Maruti Suzuki. Maruti is Indian version, but Suzuki is a foreign investor. So the owner of that company is not an Indian national. Then I will leave all foreign national companies. I will take only company's output whose owner is Indian. Okay, Tata company. Tata is an Indian. All Geo products, what is that? Reliance products. Reliance owner are Indians. So such owners we will take. Those companies alone we will, not only such big players, even small player. I have a company and Kandan Electronics. My company product also will be taken as GNP, gross national product. It doesn't matter how much turnover that it produces. The owner of the company is Indian. You take all of such outputs, find out its value in terms of rupees. That number as a gross value, a single number, is gross national product. To sum up, gross domestic product, simply count all the products and services, take the rupee value of them, convert into single number, that is GDP. You find out the owner of the company, remove all foreign owners, take only Indian owners companies, find out all the final value of goods and services, you get single number, that's a GNP. Any doubt? GDP and GNP?
No, sir.
Good. Now, unemployment rate. Uh, if people are employed, that means they are performing their job. My country is doing well. If there are more unemployed people, that means they are simply idle. They are not able to contribute what they are supposed to. But that means unemployment rate is an important factor of the economic level of the country. If all the people are employed in a country, that's a very prosperous country. We can say so, in a sense. So unemployment rate, how many people are not employed, is an indicator of a good economic level of a country. Right. In our definition, we say unemployed means, we define like that. It's not somebody else define. We define, you and me define. Unemployed is people currently looking for job. There are people coming out of some not so good engineering colleges. He may not be doing an engineer's job. He may be working in a call center, simply attending phone calls, not related to engineering discipline, that too. So he may be looking for an engineering job, but time being he will run his life by serving in some call center. Even though he is already placed in a job, he is looking for the right job. In our definition, people who are currently looking for the job, including the fellow who is working somewhere, also we call it as unemployed. It is, we can debate, but that is how we define, okay, in our unemployment rate calculation. um, Employed people with paid jobs. Of course, I am happy with my job. I studied this is what I wanted to do. I am doing that. I am happy, I am paid. Those people are called employed. I am already in a job, but I am not happy in my current job. I am looking for a job. I have registered in employment office. Still, that fellow, even though he may be having a paid job, if his name is there in employment office looking for a job, we consider that as unemployed person for the calculation purpose. So we have unemployment. How many people are looking for job? There is an employment office. Of course, most of us in VAT at least, or some of the premier institutes like us, we don't go and do this registration in employment office, because when you do this registration in India, maybe when you are old, after marriage, after some kids, sometimes grandkids, you will get a call that, gentlemen, there is a opportunity coming up, you come and join in this company or go for interview to this company, because so many people are waiting in a queue in the employment office. I have also registered. So far I have not got any response from, when I was a young student like you, 20 years back, I have registered in the employment office. I have not got any single response yet. Uh, that there is a vacancy in some company, I can go and attend my interview. Okay, so employment office is a place where we go and tell, I don't have a job, I am looking for a job. So as a prime minister, I will know how many people are looking for a job overall in the country. I can assimilate all this data district wise, state wise, and then I will be able to get how many people are looking for. I know what is my population. So total labor force uh, in the denominator and unemployed in the numerator will give me unemployment rate. So that people will calculate and then say, of course, here it's not that easy. It's a tough job because yesterday there is a child born. Will that be taken for a labor force? No. There is a age limit between this age and that age. Whether this unemployment rate will be proper? No, it won't be proper. It will be an approximate measure only. There are a lot of difficulty in computing, but theoretically it is unemployed divided by labor force. I think it is almost time 44, 45, only 5 minutes more. Consumer price index, inflation or all producer index. Okay, let me quickly take you through. Tomorrow again I will cover consumer price index. For coverage purpose today I will cover because only 5 minutes left. And maybe tomorrow we'll start off from consumer price index and then spend a little more time if required, then we will go. Consumer price index is another measure of how well country is performing well. What is meant by consumer price index? It gives the cost of market bundle in each year relative to the base year. That what is meant by base year? We take some year as a reference. For example, in my own case, I bought a Maruti Alto car in 2010. When I bought, it was 3,50,000 rupees. Okay. In 2014, the cost of the car, the same Maruti Alto car, is 3,75,000 rupees. Now, if I want to calculate consumer price index of that Maruti car uh, in 2014, then what is the cost of the uh, that product bundle? Product bundle means what? It's not just I'm talking about one car. That Maruti Alto, all the cost together. What is the price of that in that particular year? It is 3,75,000 rupees divided by the price of the base year. When I bought at 2010, so I want to keep that as a base year. So it is 3,50,000 rupees in the denominator into 100. It comes to 107.1. So consumer price index will be either little less than 100 or little more than 100. So that less or high with respect to 100 will give you an indication about consumer price index. This is called consumer price index. The price has increased by 7% or so. Consumer price index is normally calculated and it is a good indicator of economics for these products. Not for just Maruti. I have given an example of how to calculate for a particular product. It is not for particular product, it's a bundle of products it is calculated. So what are the bundles? Generally food and beverage. What is the consumer price index? For housing, what is the consumer price index? For apparel, what is the consumer price index? Generally, transportation, what is the consumer price index? Similarly, medical care, recreation, education and communication, other goods and services. So these are all the different bundles for which we find consumer price index. This I have taken from net to show some indicative values. Indicative values. Okay. Fine. General price level, of course consumer price index is one measure of general price level. Producer price index is another level. We'll talk about producer price index later. Inflation is another term. Inflation is a common term that all we know, that change in CPI, consumer price index, is called inflation. What is inflation? One more thing is, while calculating inflation, we always take base year as the previous year. So CPI at 2014 minus CPI at 2013 divided by CPI 2013. So that will be the inflation. What is mean by inflation? Inflation, what I have, see, when I was a kid, I mean a small boy, I used to go to my school through a jewelry. That time, per gram of gold, I remember it is about 250 rupees, around 250 rupees when I was a sixth standard boy. Now, in 35 years, 30 years time, 35 years time, what has happened? The 1 gram of gold today, I think it is somewhere around 4,800 rupees. I have 5,000 rupees when I was a young boy. I can buy roughly how much gram? 5,000 divided by 250. So many grams of gold I can buy. But same 5,000 rupees, if I have today, I can buy only 1 gram of gold. Little more than 1 gram of gold, nothing more. Okay. That means the money value has come down. With the same amount of money, I can buy only less number of goods. This idea is called inflation. This idea is called inflation. This concept is called inflation. That money value getting deteriorated over the period of time is called inflation. Okay. PPI. PPI means producer price index. It is same as CPI but calculated for market bundle of inputs of producers, not for consumers, but inputs to the producers. What is mean my input to the producer? Suppose I am a transportation segment. I am my business related to transportation segment. My input is petrol. If I am a manufacturer of some iron goods, my input is iron. So look at the input value, how it has changed with respect to a base year is producer price index. So, okay. Consumer price index is with respect to the consumer product. Producer price index, producer is also a consumer for certain other goods. So it's always CPI means consumer product price index only. I am a manufacturer of steel chairs. Okay, so that means I produce and sell steel chairs. But I am also a buyer. How? I will be buying steels from some other vendor. I am a buyer of steels and then fabricate steel chairs and sell. For a steel company, I am a buyer. For a general customer, I am a seller. So CPI always, whether it is PPI or CPI, it is always a price index. As a customer, how much is the price vary? If I am an end customer, it is a product bundle. If I am a producer already, it is the input to me that bundle. What is how the price changed with respect to base year? We calculate, and that becomes price producer price index. Uh, of course, to sum up, we have today seen what is macroeconomics. We have seen what are the measures of macroeconomics. Many you people have told very nice. I'm happy. You know you're all interacting well, and some of the tools used in macroeconomics we have seen. Tomorrow we will quickly brush up the last few points and then talk about microeconomics today. That's all for today. And if you have any questions, you can ask. Otherwise, you can leave and prepare yourself for the next class. Good day.
Sir, I have a question.
Sir,
1 minute. I will stop this recording process and we can stop recording.